Hello, everybody watching live, and those of you that are watching the recording. Thanks for being here. This is TNT Bootcamp. This is a series of shows we've had showing you different tools that you can use to get the most out of Google Plus and to connect with and become an influencer. Connect with influencers and become one yourself. We've had a lot of different shows, and if you look over one of these sides, there's going to be links that you can see to get to all of them. And we'd be happy for you to review them and see which ones give you the most value for what you're looking for. Today, we're going to focus on a tool that we talked about quite a while ago, but now it's got a facelift and has some wonderful new features, and it's called NOD3x. N-O-D with a 3 and then an X. And that's made by a gentleman named Lee Smallwood. And Lee, I'm bringing you right on screen. There you go. He is just outside of London in the UK. And my co-host is Christine DeGraff, and she's going to do a lot of screen shares to help us in the process of training how to best use this tool and get the most out of it. And one of the things I really like about the tool is it lets you go very, very deep and get a lot of great data. One of the things I had struggles with is there was just too much stuff for me to deal with. So if you're not really, really ready to dig in, it was one of those harder tools to get a hold of. But now that we have a new improved interface, this has all changed. And so I want to give Lee and Christine the floor to help us understand how to best use the tool. And just remember, we've got comments going. I've got tracking going on. If there's something that you have a question right in the middle of the show, feel free to type it into the events or on YouTube, and I will bring that comment up on screen if at all possible, and we'll try to address that as we go. But it's only a 30-minute show, so I will now get out of the way and bring Christine. You are on stage, Christine.
Hello there. Yes, I discovered NOD3x, I guess, I don't know, maybe about 6 or 9 months ago. And, you know, I'm a data mining kind of girl, so I really liked it. But I could see that, you know, there were some things that could keep the general population from using it. One thing, you know, was load time. It took quite a long time to load, so I'd pull up a report and, you know, check back in an hour or two. But I recently logged in and was blown away because these reports are loading in minutes, and they are awesome. You know, I'm not supposed to use that word anymore. That's my bad word. But Lee has done a stellar job of, you know, taking this tool to a completely new level, making it usable for, I would say, anyone. It is free for Google Plus users. It has a whole bunch of new features that you can upgrade to use. And I'm going to let Lee talk about that, and then we'll start screen sharing.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thanks so much and having me back on. Yeah, NOD3x, it needed an overhaul. You know, we were in version 2 for just over a year. That was an overhaul, obviously, of version 1. And with everything that was going on, load time was a real issue, you know. There's a lot of processes going on underneath the bonnet. You know, we were basically packing a Ford Mustang into some form of like Mini, and it just wasn't happening. You know, it wasn't as fast as we wanted it to. So about 4 months of planning to get new interfaces, new design, streamline what processes where, and now we've got version 3, and we're actually, you know, we're still tweaking things as we go, but from the feedback we're getting, for the most part, I think people are liking it. So, yeah, we're really...
Can you just give us a real quick, what is NOD3x and why anyone would want to use it?
Yeah. I mean, NOD3x does a variety of different things. Mostly it's what's called a semantic analysis tool for it being a complex perspective, but if we break that down, what it can actually do, it collects data based on any subject across social media. Google Plus, yeah, it's free for users, but we do LinkedIn, we do Twitter, we do Facebook, we do 250,000 news sources. We're adding Instagram this week, Vine next week, and a few others the week after. But so we look at all of the data and what people are talking about, but more importantly, we look at who is talking about those conversations or those topics. All right, and it's able to identify who the movers and shakers are, i.e. the ones that are getting the most engagement, you know, so the influencers within a discussion topic. And in doing so, NodeX provides tips and tricks on what a person can do who is looking to get into a certain space or niche, should I say. All right. So if I was trying to get into, I don't know, some form of digital photography as an example, I could emulate the influencers that are already doing a good job, see which, what they're saying and how NodeX provides that analysis, and take that all on board, create my posts using the insights that NodeX provides, and slowly, you can start to see you, rather than being on the peripheral side of the influencer topic conversation, you start becoming more central to it. All right, your engagement goes up and things like this. So that's one aspect. The other aspect that you can use NodeX for is to help align your content and how you describe things, which words you use within certain posts, what type of imagery, whether it's a video or this kind of thing. And you will align that with what people are actually asking questions about. So rather than, I use a really simple analogy, you know, here I've got a mug, yeah, but it could also be a cup. Now, if I just look at everybody that's describing it as a mug, and then I look at everybody that's describing it as a cup, and I only produce content for using the word mug, I'm alienating, or I'm not aligning my content with those people that call it a cup, right? So we have to look at the different types of tone and the words that people are talking about within a specific area, and NodeX provides you with a list of those words. So it helps you create copy, that or text, should I say, for your posts, which will tick more boxes or resonate more with the people that you're trying to attract.
That sounds good. Good stuff. And not only with that, but it also, you can do a lot of this, if I remember right, you can do a lot of this from within the application, so you're able to engage immediately. You don't have to, in essence, gather data, then jump to a different place and do your interaction and go back and gather data. You can actually do it all within. So I'm assuming you want everybody to be living their whole life inside NodeX, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're not basically saying everybody's ours, you know, we're not saying that. Well, I developed NodeX originally for my own use, because it was a case of, right, there were so many different things out there, but I had, in order to do this, I had to go somewhere else, and in order to do that, I had to go over here, and so ultimately it was an internal application to make my life easier. Yeah. Now, when we first made this public, version 1 back in 2011, I never realized the response that we get from it, and obviously, you know, changes and evolutions of it. But where we're at now is that any post that's been posted across social media, or Google Plus, which is the free entry level to NodeX, you can see all of the posts. You can engage directly back on the posts that are actually happening, as if you were in Google Plus. For those people that have upgraded to Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, then you can also engage directly through Twitter or through Facebook, you know. So you don't have to leave. And we've also integrated Buffer as well, bufferapp.com, directly into NodeX. So it now also means, from an upgrade perspective, for people that they can now take those insights and schedule a post as well. And that's one of the new functionality.
Well, I have it pulled up, so if you want to,
yeah, go for it.
Screen share, and you can tell me what to do and where to go.
Perfect.
Okay.
So while she's getting the screen share ready, remember, if you've got comments that you want me to bring right into the show, feel free to add them, and we'll get them right up on screen if we can. So, Christine, I've got you highlighted now.
Hold on 1 second. Let me put it on the other monitor.
Then, Lee, I've got you highlighted.
Oh.
Oops.
How's it going over there on the other side of the pond?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the weather's really good at this time of year, right now. Apparently, we're going to be getting, us Brits, you know, we love to talk about the weather.
The weather.
Yeah. But apparently, we're going to have the best August for 300 years. Whatever the best August means.
Okay.
We'll see how that works out.
All right, Christine, are we ready?
Yes, so on the dashboard, I have a project I started called My Music Hangout, Here from the drop down, there are some generic food and drink, and then a couple other projects that I started. And I'll let Lee just tell me what we're looking at and what to do.
Perfect. So first of all, see the top right-hand red icon with 3 horizontal lines? Just click that, and that will just maximize the screen for people. It's another thing that we've done is to look at how we can reduce or increase the amount of space and analysis on the screen. Yeah. So if you can click on the cog again that you just clicked on just beneath that, that will get filters away for you for a moment.
So here's like a 10-day.
Yeah. The 10-day view.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we've now got here is the new graph here, the live feed graph. Each of the points on the graph is now clickable, which wasn't possible on previous versions. So you have Google Plus, you have Facebook, you have Twitter as well, Christine, part of yours. So each color in there represents a different data stream. Okay, so that one's Twitter. The red is Google Plus, and that dark blue is Facebook. So if you've got a spike going on, or if users see a spike, then basically they can now click in to see, what caused that spike, what was actually going on there, and it just makes it a little bit more user-friendly. Previous versions, it wasn't that easy to do. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is tracking these hashtags that are over here on the right.
Correct.
Could you read what those are, because they're a little hard to read for some of us, I think.
It's SOR All-Stars and 2014 All-Stars, and the SOR All-Stars was the hashtag for the event.
Okay. So basically, these are keywords or hashtags that are tracking, and what we're doing now is we're actually listing each of the keywords, which are comma-separated, under Edit Project. So if you go to the top and hit that green button saying Edit Project, so basically in the keyword section here, this is where NodeX is pulling those phrases from into the dashboard view. One of the things we felt was important is to understand which hashtags or keyword phrases were attracting the most data for your project. So therefore you could say, actually, that's an anomaly. One is an anomaly. Do we need to do it? Can we remove it? Or which one? And in this particular example you're providing, you can see clearly which one is doing the most, at least over the last 10 days.
Right.
Now this is specifically important. How can you apply this? Well, it could be that you're running a specific hashtag campaign, or a keyword campaign, or a brand awareness campaign, and you want to get certain things in there to look at what the reach of your campaign was, and this will actually help you then understand. Yeah.
Yes. And that was the case in this. We were tracking a specific keyword.
Exactly. Now, directly beneath the live feed graph, you can see we've got these mini graphs now. Now, if you can just scroll back up slightly, yeah, just to there. So here we have we've got these little inline graphs now. And we're breaking down each of the platforms, so people can also click on, say, Google+, Twitter, Facebook. We've got all these new little tooltips in there just explaining what each does. Yeah. So you can see exactly what each of the platforms are providing as well. Okay.
And just to point out, the free version is for Google+, and the paid version includes Twitter, Facebook, and others.
Yeah, and just to reinforce why we did that, we got and are getting so much feedback and support from the users of Google+, i.e., the big community. It really helped us right from the very beginning, and also the support we got from Google+ itself in terms of our data allowance. It's kind of felt right to do this. For those people that just want to use Google+, that's absolutely fine. But there are people and brands or businesses that maybe have a presence on Twitter or Facebook or wherever, and they want to analyze those as well. So those are the premium upgrades.
So I don't want to sidetrack too much, but I do want to ask a defining question. If we're brand new, this is our first time using the tool, what do we do? How do we get started, and how do we decide what it is we might want to look for, which is what you're showing now on the dashboard,
Yeah.
results of finding something. But how do we even know where to start, Lee?
Right, and you can get started within, let's just put a time on it. I reckon 15 seconds, okay? But before we do, the most important thing is understanding what are you trying to track, yeah? The importance is here is understanding what your interest is in. If it's your business or a specific area of your business, i.e. you're trying to track mentions of a specific word across social media, or Google Plus in this specific instance, then take that word or that keyword phrase, all right? And once you have that phrase, then, Christine, if you can expand your screen again so where the top red horizontal three-lined icon was top screen, in the top right-hand side, just click on that. And then in the left-hand side, you've got add a new project. Okay, now this is where we go. Start the clock. So you enter a project name, say test in the specific instance. Sorry about the phone ringing in the background.
I thought that was a clock starting.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Then click next. Once you've got a phrase in there. Okay. Click next again. And click save. Done. You've now started. So you can basically, once you now have, it's all about what are you trying to track? Okay, I mean you can have, I think up to about 30 different keywords that we're using in that analysis right at the very beginning. But keep it very specific, then your data is going to be more rewarding. Okay?
There it is.
Okay? Now, at this moment in time, NodeX has taken what you just said, and it's now going out to Google Plus, and as in Christine's specific example, it's checking Twitter and Facebook as well. NodeX has now notified you in the bottom right, saying we have started tracking results for your new saved project. This again is a new feature because people weren't sure if something was working or not. Okay. Now, Christine, from this perspective, if you can just click on, directly beneath the NodeX logo, if you can click on your profile name, and in here, again, this is a brand new feature, can you click on notifications for it? So now in here, you're going to be notified when your project, like you were just notified then to say it has started, yeah, you're going to be notified to say when NodeX now has data for you to look at. And it'll be within a few minutes. Okay, and you can enter a filter in there if you've got lots of notifications. I get hundreds of notifications constantly, so we made it so that you can just enter in there. If you type in TNT Bootcamp into there, it recognizes that's it, and you see it just started it. Okay, so when the next update comes out saying, "Yep, here's some data," you can click on View or click on the detail and you'll get everything that you need. So we're trying to make it as user-friendly as possible in order to get to where you need. But the understanding is, using NodeX, any tool, if you're not sure what you're trying to achieve in the end, all roads are going to get you there. All right. The thing about it is that start with something simple. Use one keyword phrase just to test it that interests you. Get some data. And then start seeing some familiar faces. Now that might well be tracking mentions of a personal profile. It could be tracking mentions of a very unique hashtag. It could be tracking mentions of a brand or a product or a service, and just put those in there. And that's what you get.
Let me bring up a quick question from Neil and see if this can be worked into the process.
Yeah.
He's asking if you can show us who is posting and sharing content for a specific keyword phrase.
Okay, so basically, Neil, are you trying to look at what? Yes.
The remainder of the question said, Mike Alton, hi Mike, has a couple of awesome, how I promote, I guess that would mean awesome posts, maybe, how I
Yeah.
promote my blog articles, is that phrase too complex? Or is
No,
2
no,
to 3?
that's absolutely fine. You can do that. I mean, basically, the Nodex keyword phrase there works the same as entering a keyword into Google. So basically, we use broad match, phrase match, and exact match. All right. If I just explain broad match briefly, if you had a phrase like "Mary had a little lamb," yeah, broad match would be that those words would appear anywhere, not necessarily side by side by one another. Whereas a phrase match would be surrounded by the speech marks or inverted commas, depending where you are in the world, and that means
Quotes?
quote marks or quotations, exactly. And the words would therefore need to appear side by side. Yeah. So Nodex works in exactly the same way. So if you've got a 2, 3, 4, or you're trying to find a specific sentence or a title of a blog article, then use the whole thing if you want, and then surround it within quote marks. Yeah.
We're already down to 10 minutes left, believe it or not. So let me screen share again and get back.
Yeah, so hopefully with a screen share we can walk through sort of a concept of what we're looking for and then the different ways that it's displayed, and we can dig in with that in a 10-minute thing.
Absolutely. So Christine, can you open up a brand new tab in your browser for me?
How did I copy this again last time you told me what to do?
No, I don't need. I just want you to go to Google
Just
Plus.
a new. Okay.
Yeah, just go directly to Google Plus. What I'm going to show people now is how to find possible hashtag searches to use, okay, as a keyword phrase to find more relevant data. So, Christine, can you put in there hashtag TNT Bootcamp for me?
And you're specifically suggesting we use actually hashtags, not just the word without the hashtag, right?
Yeah, because I mean the quality of data that comes out is far better, you know, because it's very, very relevant. Now, we've just done a hashtag search in Google Plus. Google Plus now is suggesting 20 associated hashtags that it considers related to TNT Bootcamp. Okay? Now you can do that hashtags research in Google Plus with any hashtag, and Google Plus pretty much, unless it is a completely off-the-wall, brand new, unique hashtag which hasn't yet been used, is going to provide up to a maximum of 20 results. Now, so for example, you could take the hashtag digital marketing, all right, or hashtag marketing, if this was their bag, you know, their thing, and you could use that then as a new project in Nodex. So all you would need to do is to say, okay, let's look at, copy one of those phrases, anyone you like, yeah, go back to Nodex, click on add a new project.
That's the blue button on the left.
That's the blue button on the left.
I know you're there, Christine. I'm helping others.
All right. Okay, and give it a project name, so it could be a related hashtag. Then hit next twice, and click save. That's it. So now what we just briefly covered there, and it doesn't seem very, very much, but by doing hashtag research in Google Plus, you're finding what's called semantically related phrases that Google Plus assigns to other hashtags. And it helps you find or filter out or get to certain topics that may be of more interest than others. Yeah? And that will give you a head start if you're trying to find things and to research or maybe provide more data for it. And there's that new project up there. Yeah.
Should we look at the write a post or the relations?
Yeah. Click on write a post. This is the new upgrade, and again, it works with both the premium version of Buffer App and also the free version of Buffer App. So let's see. This may take a second or so because of the resource on there.
Yeah, everything's blinking.
Yeah. So
Google Hangouts takes a lot of resources.
Oh, it does. We can maybe schedule that another time.
Okay.
All right. So what are we doing? We're in the write a post mode.
Yeah.
I couldn't connect because it's too many resources
Okay.
on my.
I'll do a little video on that one. Actually, I think I did a video on that one. I'll share the link in the events chat. Okay.
I think a lot of people are familiar with the relations graph. People have seen this before. Can you explain this a little bit more?
Yeah, of course. The relations graph looks at connections between the people that are writing the posts, be it their influencers or people that just have a general interest, and those people that are commenting, sharing, or +1ing content. So if you just scroll down slightly for me, Christine. Yeah, just scroll down slightly. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. And then just hit the green play button. What NodeX then organizes, and then you can just hit the stop button on there as well. It organizes the nodes or the dots in there so that they form a cluster around the most influential posts or reshares. We're talking Google Plus specifically. Yeah, and we can click on each of those, and it will produce the right post. Now, Ronnie was saying about you can engage directly from within NodeX, and this is exactly how. Christine's just clicked on the central dot or node, and you can add people to circles in here on a one-by-one basis, and also you can +1, you can comment. You can't reshare it directly from here because Google Plus doesn't allow that from embedded posts right at this time, but it does allow you to engage with it.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one feature. The new features on the dashboard. If you can just go back to the dashboard again for me, Christine.
And just so you know, timing-wise, we got 3 minutes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So from the influencers section, can you click on any username? You might want to just turn to Google Plus so that it might appear more familiar rather than Twitter. So if you select from the cog, there's perfect. Click on that. This is now the new profile summary, which basically gives an overview of who the people are or the brand is that's posting about this. In here now, we're pulling in their bio. You can make notes on them if you've had a conversation with them or you want to have some memory joggers. Okay, and that only is visible to you, not to anybody else. If you scroll down again, we can see what the majority of the activity relating to their posts is. So we can see activity share from their posts, the number of reshares, percentages they get, their comments, and +1s. We also know which hashtags they use or like to use, which best or days of the week are the best ones for them to schedule their posts based on their engagement that they're receiving, and also the top times. It might not necessarily be the best time to schedule the posts based on the wider discussion that's taking place relating to music, as an example. Yeah. So if you then go back to the dashboard, if you scroll down, if we now look at, stop there, top hashtags on the dashboard here, this is now a wider conversation analysis relating to this project where we look at and analyze all of the other hashtags that are associated or being used by other people when discussing this specific project. We also look at the best days of the week that these posts are actually getting the most engagement on, and also the best times. And these will appear differently from a wider perspective rather than on a profile summary perspective. Yeah. So that's all new.
All right, it's wrap-up time.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I said it again. Darn it. Melmo wants to know how this program syncs up with Circloscope, and in 2 weeks, the 18th of August, come back and we will show you how to use them together.
And that's going to be so exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting.
We also have a discount. The code is all capital TNT Bootcamp. And Lee, can you tell us what that will get people?
Yeah, so anybody that's interested in upgrading, remember again that Google Plus is completely free, but if you feel that there's some value to upgrading to getting to wanting to schedule your posts or to look at brand management or brand page management on Google Plus pages, for example, or upgrade to Twitter, etc., then you go to nodex.com and click on the pricing link from the homepage and work all your way through, select any one of the options, and at checkout point, enter the TNT Bootcamp, all in capitals, and you'll receive a 20% discount.
Terrific.
Great.
Okay.
Well, thank you, and I definitely encourage. I mean, everyone should go play with it and test it out and try it out.
It's free.
Like Lee said, the Google Plus is free. It has a free version. Go see what keywords people are using and things that you talk about, and Lee has a community that you can join to ask questions.
Yeah.
And that is and you can get all your information at nodex.com. That's NOD3x.com. And we'll see you back here in 2 weeks.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Hope everyone enjoyed the show. We'll see you again soon. Bye now.
Bye-bye.